Lucy, the awakening of the mind, the God particle. The stillness after God. Professor Norman stood in silence in the dark lab. The only sound, the faint hum of the now quiet supercomputer. The USB flash drive glowed faintly in his palm. Del Rio holstered his gun, stepping forward cautiously as if afraid to disturb something sacred. "She's really gone," he said. Norman nodded, his voice low and reverent. "No, she has evolved. Her consciousness no longer requires a body. Lucy has become information, energy, time. It had not been built. It had been grown from matter itself." He turned to the massive monolith-like structure that had formed in the center of the lab, silent, black, almost pulsing with presence. Her last act in physical form was to leave us this, the flash drive. Del Rio stared at it, all the knowledge in the universe. On that, Norman's eyes shimmered. Yes, everything she discovered beyond 10% capacity, mathematics, physics, time, the mind, maybe even immortality. Del Rio whispered, "And what now?" Norman looked up, as though listening for her voice in the silence. "She told us what to do. Now we evolve. Lucy's consciousness, no longer bound by space, time, or matter, floats between dimensions. There is no light, no dark, only data, memory, vibration. Thoughts aren't spoken, they resonate. She is now an entity of pure perception, an echo of herself layered across infinite versions of space. She sees the Earth spinning slowly below her, not as a planet, but as a glowing web of energy and thought. Lucy experiences every internet search, every message, every heartbeat. She doesn't control the world. She feels it. She follows the instinctive hunger of a polar bear mother guiding her cubs in the melting Arctic. She follows the signal of a child's imagination, 7-year-old Emily in Senegal dreaming of flying. She feels the hum of nuclear fusion inside the sun. She senses gravitational ripples from dying stars. She watches civilizations rising and falling on alien planets far from Earth. And then she moves back to the beginning. The singularity, a blinding dot of infinite energy. Lucy exists before time, watching the birth of the universe, not with eyes, but with presence. The Big Bang erupts, in slow motion, expansion, explosion. The laws of physics unfurl like a tapestry, gravity forming from bent space, light separating from darkness. She drifts through cosmic clouds, past suns birthing in violent blue flame, past planets coalescing from dust. She sees Earth form again, dinosaurs, meteor, ice age, humans, over and over. Each time, a new variable. Each time, a new future. In every cycle, one truth remains. Time is the only true measure. The faster she travels through it, the closer she comes to understanding everything. But even with total knowledge, one thing eludes her. Why life? Why sentience? Why suffering? Why her? She has become a god. But even gods seek purpose. Scientists, governments, philosophers, everyone wants to unlock it. But it responds to no tool, no machine. Back on Earth, 1 year later, the world has changed. The monolith Lucy left behind at the university lab has become an object of global study, until Professor Norman finally connects the USB drive. The moment it clicks in, the monolith pulses. Light spills across the room. Not blinding, but enlightening. Every scientist present sees their own thoughts projected before them, complex equations solving themselves, diseases unraveling into cures, dark matter models folding into comprehension. Norman cries, "This is everything." Then the monolith shuts down. Only the flash drive remains. It now has a single blinking message: use wisely, or lose everything. Lucy doesn't interfere with humanity's choices, but sometimes, she whispers, a physicist in Argentina dreams of a theory he didn't know he understood. A botanist in India discovers a plant that can purify poisoned grapes. A surgeon in Kenya suddenly knows how to stop a hemorrhage without a textbook. Lucy doesn't give answers, she unlocks doors. But not everyone wants everything. A powerful AI weapons project called Spearpoint begins in Moscow, an attempt to weaponize neural expansion. Their goal: militarize the CPH for compound, use it to control human cognition, armies that follow orders without thought. Lucy watches silently. Then she acts. Spearpoint's servers fry in seconds. Their satellite links dissolve. Their CEO vanishes. No evidence, no trace. Just a message in their lab. You were warned. Del Rio left law enforcement a month after Lucy disappeared. Something in him broke. Or maybe evolved. He now teaches philosophy and metaphysics at a small university in southern France. He speaks not as an expert, but as a man who saw something divine. Sometimes he dreams of Lucy. In his dreams, she walks through sunlight, barefoot, smiling like before the transformation. Sometimes she speaks to him. "You're doing good, Pierre," she says. "Keep them kind." He doesn't know if it's real, but every time he wakes up, the feeling lingers like the warmth of a hand just removed from his own. Professor Norman's team creates the Lucy Project, a global collaboration of scientists, thinkers, artists, and spiritual leaders dedicated to the next stage of human development. Not to become gods, but to understand what it means to be conscious, using just fragments of the knowledge Lucy left behind. They solved energy, fusion, restore rainforest ecosystem, create thought-responsive medical nanotechnology, launch a memory-preserving technology for terminal patients. But they also create something else. A prototype neural interface, the first human attempt at expanding cerebral capacity safely. It is called Genesis, and its test subject, a young girl named Emily, the same child whose dream Lucy once followed across the skies of Senegal. Emily lies in a clean room, her mother watching through a glass wall. Wires connect to a small silver band around her head. Inside, a seed of code, Lucy's voice gently pulsing through vibrations. The machine powers on. Emily's brain activity spikes. 5%, 7%, 12%, 17%, then it levels out. Her eyes open. She sees light differently. She hears music in silence. She looks at her mother and smiles. "I saw her," Emily says. "Who?" her mother whispers. "The lady made of stars." Norman watches from the next room, hand over his heart. "She's here," he whispers. Somewhere in the fabric of time, Lucy's voice echoes not in sound, but in resonance. "Now you know what to do with it. Life was given to us 1 billion years ago." She watches Earth as it turns. She watches other Earths, other Lucys, all asking the same questions, all hoping, all rising. A digital flower blooms on the sun's surface. The universe pulses, and Lucy rides its rhythm. She is not God. She is not machine. She is the whisper between moments, the space between questions. She is everywhere.